Yeah.
We got all kinds of stuff. We're gonna be all. I'm just let y'all know we're gonna be all over the board tonight. We just
Yeah.
got. It's just so much. It's just everything. I remember how we've been saying for so long, or like they're gonna put everything out on the table, and we're like 2024 election. They're gonna throw everything. They're gonna put all the things, the little bits and pieces we've been hearing. They're gonna throw it out on the table. It's all, and that's where we're at. We're gonna talk
Yeah.
about all of it. I want to chat. We're gonna ask you questions. Give us your opinions. Let me see
Yeah.
what I got in here. Listen to Miss Sharon. She's in charge and she knows what's up.
Mm, mm,
I do have a
Miss
5x5.
Sarah.
Y'all can hear us fine. So let's see who we got. Pilgrim. Oh, Pilgrim. If Pilgrim comes in, we get FJB. That's an automatic. That's part of his name.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Seabass, Steve. One of Spirit. TT1's in the house.
TT1, what up, brother? I
And Miss
know.
Sharon, like I said, she's the boss lady.
Yeah,
Huckleberry.
always.
Let's see. If I've missed you. Hey, Simply Tony, how are you? Good to see you. Appreciate all you being here. If I miss you, I'm sorry. I put things in all caps.
What up,
And
Tony?
if I miss it, when I'm trying to ignore you, just put it down there again if I miss it, okay? Leslie, she's a wildflower. Hey, I'm so
Hey,
glad to
oh,
see you.
that's the sis.
I know it. Thistle Moon. And I said it right. Y'all are okay. Thank you. Hey, Colleen. Thanks for the 5x5s, guys. I hope everybody's doing well. Y'all had a great Thanksgiving, everybody. Hope you were able to kind of detach from the craziness of this world and just, kind of took that time to relax or be with family or whatever you did. I hope you did. I see y'all coming here. JR, C. Homestead, how are you? Laura's in here.
What up, Laura? Yeah.
Good to see you guys. So, where we starting?
Man, wherever you want. Laura, where should we start? She's a wildflower. Where should we start at with this? Man.
Everything.
Casey, look, go ahead.
No, go. You're on it.
Nah, man. I'm getting older. Seriously, the other day I was like, is it just me? Or am I not like feeling people as much as I used to? Like,
yes. Everyday stuff too. Simple stuff. Well, we were talking about how we see that change, that shift. We've talked about that so many times over these couple of years. We've talked about that shift, and we keep seeing shifts. And you can tell when it happens, especially if you're in tune with things. Like you and I talk about that. We're very in tune with things, and you can kind of feel that people are, they're acting, they're acting a fool. And plus, anytime, despite this world being crazy as it is now, here we talk about this all the time. You see it every year. The holidays are coming, people start acting worse. Crime gets worse, people act more crazy. All of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Man. Yeah, seriously, like where do we start? Hey, fam, seriously. Spiritual eyes to see. Just for me, things are changing so much. The self-evaluation, I always talk about that. But I guess one of the things that I really want to tap into is that the reason that we need these spiritual eyes now more than ever is because in the physical is going down right now. Casey, before we went live, we were talking about a couple things. The banks, the information you sent me, the banks.
You remember? Okay, so we had talked about that the other day. What was it? Yesterday, day before, something we had talked, and we were pulling things together. And then I said, I was like, it was like keeping me up, and I got a bad gut feeling about December, and people are distracted and they're out shopping and doing things. I got a bad feeling about something with the banks in December.
Yeah.
Something they're planning is going to happen because they're going to, people, they're distracted, they're spending the money, they're, all that type of stuff. I don't know. I just feel like something's coming with that. And then all that stuff started coming out. People are getting all these warnings about that. Watch your account. You know what it's just my opinion, leave in only what you got to leave in. If you have like direct, bills that come out or whatever, don't learn from the past. Don't go keep everything in there and then something happens, because it's going to happen on a Friday or in the evening or something.
Absolutely. Seriously. Hey, and fam, for y'all who don't know, this is how it happens, right? Like text messages come through. Casey's like, man, these banks got me up. They got me thinking. And then I'm like, well, let me look this up real quick. And I'm like, oh yeah, you should be up. The banks are tripping. Yeah. the physical things are going to continue to deteriorate in the physical. They are.
Yeah.
And the reason that you're going to need discernment, JRC, Homestead, absolutely discernment. That's probably the word for the tonight. The reason you're going to need
we've
that
been
is
talking about that for so long. Every aspect, you need discernment. And you know, we were talking something the other night. We were talking, and I was like, you know, because I was talking about having to go to prayer about something. I said because it's getting hard to decipher certain things and being like, you know, is this the spiritual warfare? Is it satanic? Or is this the Holy Spirit? Because the Bible said that was going to happen. That in times the deception and the confusion is going to start coming in, and that's why staying in that communication. Because I mean, even how you and our faith is, I was like, I am starting to see like, is this from this or from this? Where this thing's going on, or the feeling about certain things? I wasn't. You know, I guess that's the plan for that discernment. Staying in prayer and connection, staying still when you don't know.
Staying still when you don't know. That's my concern right now, because seriously, self-evaluation more and more. I'm getting myself. Well, it's my normal routine, but I'm finding myself in situations where I'm like, what is this? Like, okay, what am I supposed to learn from this situation? But it's increasing, and it's harder than before. You know what I'm saying? And so then what I do is when I really can't figure it out, and you know what I do for a living. I think I'm pretty good at it, but I realize that, you know, different people, different personalities. I'm good at working with different energies. That's what makes me good at what I do for a living. I can work with the different personalities. Yeah. The rude ones, the super happy ones, the depressed ones. I can roll with whatever you got. Come on, it's gonna be all right.
Yeah. Exactly.
But I'm starting to see stuff coming from left field that is not making sense to me. And man, I feel like I've seen almost everything, but it's definitely not adding up. And I'm contributing it to like the time period that we're in, where people are going to be less predictable. They're going to be more irritated. They're going to be more mad at the system because the bills are more expensive and the food costs more, and they can't make ends meet. Are you, Lorf? I'm not alone. Appreciate it. Casey, man, listen, we talked about Revelations. We've talked about this stuff, but it's getting real. I guess that's what I'm saying. It's getting real. And when I thought that I had everything bundled up and packaged with a pretty bow and I can handle it, I'm still seeing that I need my quiet time for prayer and discernment. And it's only gonna get worse.
I know. And I think that, you know, even biblically, it says that in the end times and the confusion, all the stuff, all the things we're seeing play out, that there's going to be that falling away, because I'm seeing it in even those who have talked about and claimed, and as far as I knew, and, you know, they still may be, I'm not saying they're not of faith. There's this, we're just seeing some changes, and you're just like, some of it's kind of blindsiding. And I think that has to do with this time. I mean, Satan knows his time's short. He knows his time's short. So this spiritual warfare, we talked about this uptick. This is nothing new. We knew it was going to happen, but there's still certain things going on now where it's like, this is where we're at. Like, this is what's really going on or about to come. You know, we talk about it, we read about it, we know what the good book says, but then it seems like we always say that it's downward spiral, but it's like, man, it's coming quick. We're like real quick.
And this might just be this might just be the beginning.
Oh, I'm sure it is. I think this is just the tip. There's no reason that it wouldn't get way, way worse, because we haven't seen. I mean, the Bible says, and I think, and let's lead into everything about this war over in the Middle East, all this type of stuff. And things that you and I have been talking about back and forth and sending each other things, is I'm like, this is going to be like nothing we have ever could even fathom thinking of. I think it's going to be so different.
On top of everything we've talked about as far as prepping, on top of that, on top of the freedom seeds and the pew-pews and the water and the food and the storage, purification, no electricity, power production. On top of all that, this is really going to be different. Listen, when I was thinking about this earlier today, man, can you imagine? And not to just totally go left, but could you imagine having to carry that cross? The Mel Gibson movie. You know what I'm saying? Having to carry that cross.
Right.
Everybody watched.
The passion.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The symbology of that, the visuals is we're really gonna have to be ready to carry that cross while everybody throws things at us, while everybody condemns us, trying to stand to the time period that it's gonna be that serious, y'all.
Right. Well, you remember how because we were talking about you bring it up we talk about this. And you said the other day.
What?
You said, I think maybe in your live or something, you said the other day, you're talking about how we know the road is, straight and narrow. And I said, we've been on that narrow, right? We've been seeing that for a little bit, like that narrow. And now I was like, man, now it's like bottlenecking because there's that change. There's that shift. What we're seeing even get, I don't know. It's getting even more.
No, it is. And so, all right. So fam, hey, for y'all who don't know, right? I've always said, YouTube, real recognizes real. And it's real recognizes real. So check this out. Me and Casey, when we have conversations, can I tell them about
Tell them.
It's nothing crazy, but the conversation we had last night, it wasn't about like all the videos of like World War III. It wasn't about shift. It was about the simple fact that we both said, I wonder how many people were having these conversations that we're having about how things are changing within our lives. And how many people are actually realizing that things are seriously, spiritually changing. That's a real conversation. And I don't know how many people are having those conversations. I'm not saying people aren't, but aside from everything else that we're taking in with all these videos, the breaking news, Yemen, all that stuff. Our conversation was about, man, things, and I wonder how many people are having conversations about how much things are changing.
Yeah.
That's real.
Yeah, because I think it needs to be. And I encourage y'all y'all out there to do it as well. You're trusted people, because I just think that people who never were, they were solid, they were level-headed, their focus was right, as I say, are going to be deceived. They're going to be deceived. They're going to be distracted. Things are going to go on, and they're going to fall for things. They're going to flip. And I'm not just talking about prepping wives or getting on the bus or anything. I'm talking about like across the board.
Yeah. This is our cry to the masses. And don't think that we're perfect. Don't think that we're like, holier than. That's not the case.
Because we talk it out.
Seriously, questions. Look, hey, I told Casey before we went live, I was like, hey, what are we talking about? We're talking about the changes. We're talking about what's coming, a little bit of everything. And I was like, hey, but we need to ask the fam in the chat, like, what do they think about this stuff, so we can kind of, huddle up together, all of us, and try to figure this thing out.
Exactly. And we're going to need that, because we do grow weary. It gets heavy. And we can have your personal own life stuff going on, the world stuff, these shifts, these things that we're feeling and seeing that we can't even really explain. We were talking about that. It was like, man, this is so crazy. What's going on? Well, it just gets kind of unreal. And we do have hard days. And that's why I'm saying, have your go-to good trusted person to keep each other up, to talk things out and kind of get the right perspective. Because it can be overwhelming to any of us.
Yeah.
Stay in conversation and prayer with God. Stay in the Word. Whatever about that.
What up, Random? Hey, Joe.
Hey, Random.
Joe, what do you think about this? Okay, so this was, we're veering off a little bit. This was a question that I had for KC, because I can't figure this out. Smoke and mirrors, wars and rumors of wars, that whole deal. So, Joe, what do you think about this? Because KC, before we went live, we're talking about this. Let's just say Casey got into a fight to the end with another person.
Right.
Just horrible. And all of a sudden one person says, whoa, wait a minute. You kind of, hold on, give me a couple minutes. What'd you say, Casey? He's like, let's come back tomorrow.
Let's pick this up again tomorrow, because we're both tired, and let's just pick this up again tomorrow. That is not how that works.
So what's gonna happen with this and I don't want to say certain words, but this, can we say
You want me to
ceasefire?
say it? You want me to say ceasefire? You want me to say it? I'll take the hit for
She was like, whose channel are we doing this on? Yours or mine? I was
it.
like, yours, of
No,
course.
he ain't taking no hit.
I
It's
was like,
always
yours, of
mine.
course.
If we're together on live, it's here. I tell you, he's sitting over here.
So Joe, what do you see happening, bro? Do they go back? You know what I'm saying? Well, I don't know, what is it? 2 more days, 3 days? Do they go back to like full force, just leveling the place? Has the opposition have they already broken the? What are we looking at, y'all?
They on even day one they went against it. They didn't hold to that, and then they did their days, and we know they were getting certain people out a certain amount, and then they said okay, they try to make a deal. Which my thing is always you do not. We can't say the T word, can we?
Right? No, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it.
I'm like, why do you negotiate with those type? What are you negotiating with those people? They're not going to be honest and true or what they're saying. So they were like, oh, well, we'll extend this if you give us 10 more each day of who we say.
Okay.
And the ones who caused the original problem, I'm like, why? That would have been even off the table for me. So nothing adds up that all the high ups are involved. That's just my opinion. They're involved. This is because they all all the high ups in all the countries, this whole agenda, NWO and everything like that, they want that to come to pass. So so much things are theatricals. Now, are there, and then I think there's that sacrifice of all the innocence, and that's just the innocence that they take to get their agenda across, to cause the chaos, to cause the war, whatever they have to do that is in their playbook. What number are we on now to do?
Yes.
They're going to do it. And the innocence is what gets me. People say stuff, people know, my background, my roots and all that stuff. And I'm like, don't come at me sideways. And I'm like, oh, this government's like that. The innocence, the same way it was in WW2 and all that stuff. And every other one, the innocents that are sacrificed to get their, whatever their agenda is, whatever their purpose.
I hear you, Lord. Hey, Joe, I appreciate it. But and that's so for me, I can admit when I don't know what's going on. I know sometimes I make it seem like I got it all figured out, but there are times when I just don't know. So when this whole thing popped off, I guess their main motive was to take people into their custody, right? I guess damage, and to take as many people into their custody as possible. But now looking back at it from where we're at now I see why it was so important for them to take people into their custody to just for this particular moment.
Right.
And somebody knew on either side, but somebody knew the reason for them taking so many people and holding them.
They use that leverage always.
And that's the thing. So when you say leverage, I'm thinking like, I didn't realize that it could be something like as strong as an entire ceasefire, a succession for a couple. I didn't know, but the military experts who have war gamed this and planned this out, the IDF, the other people, all them, they've thought this out. They knew that this was all going to happen before it happened. Somebody war gamed this out. That's why I say this has to be a script.
I do, and I think people say when I have this. I have the support for Israel because of my roots. I'm not supporting because that would be like somebody saying, about America. Okay, you're supporting America. You have that pride on something. I don't support the clown admins up there. That's that's the same thing.
Yeah.
And I think that it is, and they had to have something pop off, and it is biblically playing out. It has to happen. It has to come to pass. But there is that spiritual warfare, that evil side that is using and working through them.
Yeah.
That all this is going to transpire. It's not going to just go away because it can't, because the good book says it's not going to.
Yeah. We're in the mix. Seriously. And the crazy thing is that, like, there's just so many things that you just can't say. 2-0, 3-0. I don't. No,
What?
guys.
Somebody put that down.
I don't
Where's
know.
your note cards?
It's all coming together. It's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
saying that. I watched one channel saying that supposedly the aircraft carrier and the destroyer went to the Strait of Hormuz.
Yeah.
If that happens, our economy's toast.
Yeah.
Get fuel, gas, all the
We're
shipping,
gonna
all
do
that stuff.
And again, those type of things like that, that's I was like, "Oh, that's so curious, about to get serious." That's still part of that's a move. That is a
Yeah,
move in their game because they know what that will do to cripple things. I mean, all of it, nothing is
yeah,
coincidental or just random.
yes.
Everything is connected and so orchestrated. And I don't think I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's just
Yeah. I don't see
and
any other way we could get this close to Iran. I don't. Apparently, that is the target, y'all. Apparently,
right.
Fox, CNN, MSM. That is the target. Any way you
Yeah.
want to put it. Trust me, they knew wargaming. They knew that the Houthis in Yemen was gonna act a fool. They knew that. They, out of everybody in that area, they knew that they would probably be the ones that would give them the issue. This thing is a script for me, man. It has to be. It's not. It's too coincidental.
Right. Well, you remember back in the day when me and you and Appalachian, there was all these playbooks, and we
Yeah,
would go over these playbooks. This is part of all that, and they
it is.
know bit by bit, piece by piece, the timing when they did. And we've been talking Christmas time, New Year's, that time, and
Yeah,
we've been saying it, election years, things like that. It's perfectly the timing is perfect
it is.
for when they roll things out. I mean, look,
It,
here we are. We're coming into another flu season,
yeah.
right? And what's going over on the Red Dragon? Oh, here we go with that again.
Mhm.
Same thing, deja vu. Here we are, election year, and there's some type of thing.
Yeah.
And we've been saying it and saying it. Anything that comes with voting or elections, everything. Not that it was
Hmm.
sure before. We know it's let's entertain the peons and think that they have part of this and it's making a difference when they just cast their vote.
Yeah.
My opinion is it does not. They will fix that. But it's still what's coming up. This election is never going to be like how I just don't think it's
Mm-mm.
going to go. It's not going to be the same way we've always done it. Even
Man,
the game of taking the motions, it's not going to be the same.
no, no. Did you send me the thing about? Yeah, you sent me the thing, and that's the times when just when I think I have it somewhat figured out. You sent me the thing about
Oh, it's
I
me.
don't. Yeah, the calf dude, the Floyd, all that
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, yeah. What he got it in there in prison. Got shanked.
That's all this stuff is too coincidental.
Yeah, but look what came out. So what was it, the day or 2 days before that happened to him?
Yeah,
Um they'd come out and said, okay, we are going to release that. Yes, the true this is their word, so everybody calm down. In YouTube is they said the true cause is it was from a drug, the F
yeah,
drug.
yeah.
And that's what killed him. Well, of course, the people are going to be in uproar. Look what happened when it happened. So they're like, "Oh, it wasn't from this; it was from this drug."
Right.
And then it was like 1 or 2 days before later he got shanked.
They pull. Yeah, they're pulling out all the stops.
That's what I'm telling you, we've been saying it for so long. I'm not there to wrap it all up. They want to have civil war here, and they want a world war.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they're going to do everything they can to make that happen.
Yeah. The things are seriously. I just hope this whole thing doesn't go super dumb nuclear. That's my only hope because that changes everything. But North Korea with this satellite, they sent pictures today saying, "Hey, look, we can see you now."
Yep.
Yeah, Laura. Seriously. So I woke up this morning, what I'm saying, doing my little routine. I hopped on YouTube and I watched this one commercial, and it was like the weirdest, coolest commercial that I'd seen in a very long time. Very well done. It was just different.
Right.
And it was about the thing. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I was like, okay, so it shocked me that it was about that thing. And then I told you, the two main people, I told you about this before we went live.
Yeah.
The two main people with the diaper,
Mm-hmm.
they were back in the scene together talking, just getting off a plane.
Yeah.
Y'all
Did
probably
y'all
already know
see
what I'm
that
talking
thing? Tater and Mrs. Tater and Hillary and her guy, and then Michael, but not Michael.
Yeah, yeah.
They were all getting off a plane to get you know,
Yeah.
the AF1 and Georgia together. What are they doing together? Well, they, don't act like they all buddies. Like we just hanging out, friends. We family together. No,
That's the apocalypse team.
exactly.
The only person they need next is the Windows guy, and then it'd be a family. Yeah, man. KC, awareness, y'all. Hey, look. All right. So this is what I'm seeing. At least for me, this is what I'm preparing for. Like I said, when Jesus carried that cross, man, nobody really stepped in it. Let me try to carry this. Let me try to, and that's where we're headed. Right now, we're in the early stages. Look, you can still make decisions. You can still make changes right now while it's comfortable. We can prep. We can prep. We can pray up, get prayed up. We can use our discernment. We can see how things are already deteriorating. But I'm gonna tell you, there is going to come a time in the near future, 2024, the elect. it's right around the corner, y'all. If you don't think something is gonna go left for then or by then, so there's gonna come a time period, right, where to make the decisions that we can make comfortably right now, you will not be able to. The bank thing, the bank thing,
Coming with that. But they have to, I'm sorry to cut you off. We've been saying that for a long time. They have to crash that to bring in the next step.
Yeah.
They have to. And anything to stress you, they're never going to let an opportunity go. Anything if they're big on let's kick them in, let's kick them in the teeth after they're down from kicking them in the gut. So when times stuff, it's going to be really cold. People are going to be stressed out, spend a bunch of money on holidays, whatever people do, everything like that. They're going to take an opportunity to jump on that. And you remember the whole dark winter thing? They've been saying that for so many years. I'm like, is this it? Because it's the election year, it's that winter. They've been saying for so long, and we would wait, and we would wait, and we wait, and
What you tell me about the solar thing? That was new to me.
Did y'all see that? I saw this right when we were backstage. Let me make sure because I don't want to misquote anything.
Coffee!
But it was.
Sorry,
it was
excited.
Hey, coffee! If I see you guys coming in here, I appreciate all of you. Okay, sorry, I about went squirrel on myself. It said, okay, so NASA and the weather experts have alerted that a major solar storm can hit Earth on November 30th. They are expecting large amount of blackout of radio and GPS signals. Now, to me, that isn't them predicting anything. That is them planning something, but they're going to say this is what the cause was.
Mm-hmm.
Now, of course, it's weird that they said radio. You know how they always pick things because they've had these solar warnings before, and they were like, cell phones are going to go down. Now they're saying radios and GPS.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. I got you.
You see, I noticed those little details will change. Like sometimes they'll say, well, this, and this may happen, or it may affect these type of things, and now it's radios and GPS.
A while back, somebody, who was it? Alaskan Prepper, I think. He did a video saying how they weren't worried about people with preparedness mindset because the playbook has already been written to do away with all of our little ways to get around what they need to do. And I believe it. I seriously do believe it. I think that they will shut down communications for us.
I do.
What's that? This and that, Matt.
That's a new name. Welcome. I'm just trying to go ahead.
I think they will shut down communications for us and, of course, blame it on somebody else. They're going to send us through a lot of hardships and limit us so that we're more controllable when the real war kicks off. That's just what I'm seeing.
I think that is that that psychological and everything that entitles and physical, emotional, mental underneath that falls it breakdown. They're going to break you down so much before the big hit because then they're going to be begging for help. They're going to come save us. I'm begging for you to save us. This is so bad. We were at our breaking point, and this is it.
Yeah,
that's what I think.
Hey Joe, no, that's a good thing. Hey, seriously, I'm not even gonna lie to you. To right now, learning to do with less, to to learn to do with less is where we should all be. Everybody in the chat right now should seriously be working on learning to do with less. Less money, survival with less internet, less electricity. It
Yep.
sounds crazy, but if we start to do those things now, when it's really time and it's not optional, when the comfortable decisions, when you don't have the luxury of making comfortable decisions and you have to make them, it's gonna be all right.
Yeah.
And everybody else is gonna be absolutely just losing their
Yeah.
They're gonna be losing it. Casey, we're in these times, man. I cannot believe it.
We're here. We've been talking over so long that there is that thing because we have a strong faith. There's that sadness. There's that sadness that the world is like this, and there are horrible things they're doing to people, and people are having to live this way. And young adults and children are like they don't get a more normal going into life and adulthood and stuff like that. I get it, but then there's also that thing. It's like, man, what a time to be alive. Man, God chose me for a reason. He put me on this path to see this. And what is my mission? I mean, and that's how I work about things. But,
yeah. Man, the 80s were like, I don't know, 85, 80s. I'm sure it was like a happy-go-lucky, like life is okay. Just enjoy your lifetime period. The 80s, I don't know, maybe early 90s. I'm not sure, but
I think by 94 it had was like, man, what's going on? That was probably and I mean, I'm old school anyways, as far as like, I swore I was born in a different era, but like, I mean, the 80s and stuff like that, it was
life.
I know. And it was more living. I feel like after the 80s, it got to where there was no more living in the moments.
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to get at. Yeah. Seriously.
Yeah. You see that downward shift in people as far as, mentally and physically, people started having it, like there was a big shift. And yes, it was before then. There was a big shift in, come in the 50s and after World War II and that, but there was but it's just not been since then.
Yeah, Paradise Acres for real. And I was young in like the 80s, but the music was better.
I was about to say somebody put it in there. Where's CD1? He asked me about a week ago. He's like, I was like, man, anything 80s. That's my jam.
Man, the music was better. People were more compassionate. I don't know. People were just living life. It was and this is seriously, this is the deterioration of this system. That's where we're at right now.
Yeah.
Awareness, your surroundings. Let's just go into just a little bit of certain things. Awareness, discernment is needed 10 times. What up, coffee? Oh, it makes me happy to see you.
I hope he sees it.
Real, it makes me happy. Awareness. Okay, Casey, help me out with awareness. In chat, y'all too. Look, seriously, we're looking for info. Awareness. We all know, head on the swivel. You go into a restaurant, know the exits, don't have your back towards the entrance. Right. Awareness, but not just physically. Knowing we can talk about energies and people's personalities, knowing when a person may try to pull you to something that's just a little bit less, good, and knowing how to deal with that person, because this is something that's there's going to be a serious uptick in people trying to get you as miserable as they are.
Yeah. And you know how we talk about different things, and it could be, some people may not even realize they're purposely doing it, because Satan will use people and put them in your path all the time. That's why it's that discernment and being protective. You know how you said that you're like, man, I just stay home. And by staying home, you mean all these different avenues, right? Yeah. These different areas, not just I'm physically staying at home.
Right.
Because during these times, it's going to be this strong force to pull your focus in your direction off.
Yeah.
And I think that's the falling away comes with that. Okay. Because people are going to be misled, they're going to be distracted, they're going to be that beat down of overwhelmed, exhausted type thing. I'm seeing that already. I'm seeing that
Yeah.
In life around us everywhere.
Yeah.
On a personal level, people talking to me, we're seeing it, on social medias or internet, things like that, at the stores, friends, family, we're seeing that, and it's gonna get bad.
Casey, I had a beautiful day one day. Didn't feel like going to work, but as soon as I got into work, doing my thing, I was like, man, life's okay. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, this is what I was meant to do, and I'm enjoying life. I'm ready for the rest of the day. And then towards the end of the day, there was one person, Casey, one person. They said something just totally off the wall, left field. And this is in person, like at the gas station. Totally left field, inappropriate. It wasn't even needed. And that messed up the rest of my day. And even though I shouldn't,
just leaves a bad taste. Yeah.
Yes. Even though I shouldn't have spent as much time, it was so left field that like I went and sat in my car and I was just like,
did that just happen? Yeah.
Staring out the window. Did I do something wrong?
Oh man, start over analyzing it and be like, replaying your stuff. I'll do that. And I'm like, what in the heck was that?
Seriously.
I've had that. Even more so. For instance, an example, my youngest and I, we had to run to Aldi's earlier. Okay. And even she said, she was just like, some people are off today. Everyone in here, there's something. She's like, there's a bad energy. She's like, people are just, she's like, everybody's angry or just, not be. And usually we don't have this in our little town. We don't have that. People are like very, country, small town, how it waved to everybody, everybody because you're going to wave. And that's just even if you don't know them, you still know them, Yeah. And it's just this sour bitterness. Yeah. And it's like over what? But see, the thing is, that's what I'm talking about when we talk about protecting ourselves and who be careful who you let sit at your table.
Yes.
How I like to say it, because it can, that stuff can take over you. I mean, that stuff you can absorb that. And I have to be very careful about that. I have to be, because I'm an empath. I absorb things like that very easy. Whatever anyone's feeling, even if they're like really upset, I have to be very protective over stuff like that, because I absorb that. Because from other people, if they're feeling it, I'm going to feel it with them. And because, I mean, that's the same thing. If you're around somebody that's like, joyful and happy and positive all the time, you'll notice yourself, you're, like that. And I try to be that light. I try to help that. I'm not perfect. I don't have that. I have bad days myself. But same thing, you're around these people, it's like, these people are so negative, they're draining the life out of me, their anger, will start to come out of you.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're seeing it.
Awareness. And so what I had to do is I had to I sat in my car and legit, it was an awkward, weird, like 10 minutes for me, but it's the self-evaluation. And finally it was just like, wait, hold on. No, this is the time period that we're in.
Yeah.
And why am I even investing in questioning this energy? You know what it was, Josh. You know your path. Yep. You know what it is. Rub it off, because it's going to keep coming. This is something that I need to build a thick skin to, and it's only going to get worse. That's the awareness that, like people are really going to need, because if you do, people who will not self-examine and who will not analyze it, it's gonna stick and fester slowly. You know what I mean? Build, and that's whatever this spirit of confusion and these end days, this thin layer of confusion, uncertainty, the lower vibration, or whatever it is, the evil, it wants to stick to you. So as far as awareness, be aware when you're being attacked. Be aware when something is not for you. They're trying to put it on you. It's not for you.
Armor up accordingly. That's what I try to tell myself every day.
That's it, Casey. That is, yes, more so than ever.
Yeah, and like how you had being able to recognize, be like, okay, this isn't me.
Yeah.
The devil will start whispering and making you question things or get at you or whatever, and it's like, recognize it for what it is, the time that we're in. And that's why we've been saying for so long, we've been doing these spiritual lives for so long, and we're saying, we've gone over so many different things in scripture, and warnings and things we need to do and how to handle them. And we did that for ourselves also along this journey. We were doing that. I got so much out of those. And
Trying.
I don't know. It's gonna. The Bible warns of how it's gonna be in the end times, and there's gonna be people who are of faith that you're gonna see that shift in so many. That's why the path has been. We said that the path has been narrow, but I'm telling you, we're in a bottleneck. We're in a bottleneck shift and timing of what's going on now.
I'm seeing that narrowness. Yeah, there's gonna be people that are gonna be way more spiritual than you. People who pastors and priests. There's gonna be people who this is what they do spiritually wise, and they're gonna be on the wrong path, and it's just gonna be you to make the decision. That's where we're headed, y'all. Friends and family. Listen, he knows the people closest to you. I'm gonna tell you, and analyze and find out who is able, who is capable to stand, and who is not, and play them accordingly. You don't need to cut them off, but just realize that this person
has their role. I mean, and people think I'm mean about that thing, and well, then you need to thicken up your skin on that one. But sorry.
See, you're gangster.
No, and I am. I have a very caring heart and everything, but I am also a realist about things. I'm like, everyone has a role to play, and I may say, hey, that's not your strong suit. That's not your role.
That's it.
And you have to be able to do that. That's not being hateful, but I'm trying to do us both a favor right now. Right now, while we can still make those, hey, this is what's going on. I think, and then if say you may oh, I want to do this, say this part. No, that's not your strong suit. It's going to cause a problem. This is work on that now. Invest in that, invest in that now. Become that. Pray. Ask God to, work through you to do whatever and if you don't, you better pray and start asking for that.
Absolutely.
We are biding time at this point where it's about to pop off, and it's going to go. I think it's just going to go red hot, and people are going to be like, "Oh my gosh, how did this happen so fast?" I'm like, I think that's what's going to happen.
Seriously. So in your surrounding group, just know who may be the weakest link, and just know that they may require extra effort to pat them on the behind and get them to go along with everybody else, to get in gear. What up, Katrinka? You know I got you. What's good?
Katrinka. See, I don't have a mean streak. I mean,
it's all right. Cross her and see what happens.
Cross my kids or family, or me or mine, my people. They don't have to be blood family. I'm gonna feel my wrath.
Yeah, but that's not a bad thing. Knowing who is the weakest link, go ahead.
No, go ahead. You're on the roll.
Not really. I just ran.
Get it.
No, but the weakest link. Just know everybody's position. You don't have to tell everybody in the group who's what and who. But for you, just know, know everybody's position. That person will probably fall off and fall victim to some type of what is it? Somebody will probably get in their head and he'll probably be a problem, or she'll probably be a problem. But just know their position so you can handle it appropriately.
All right. You have to. And I think that's being in reality.
Yeah.
And being in reality with yourself. Don't be in comparison to others. Be like, well, I mean, that's a cool position, or they're doing this. Okay, it's great.
Yeah.
But I think that's also being what God has us to be. Look at the different people God used in the Bible for great things. He didn't say look over at them and try to be like that. He said, no, this is what I have made you to be.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
We're still live.
Yeah, we're kicking.
Oh no, it said 6 hours ago. We are live.
No, I think the tubes have been doing some weird stuff because I get pop-ups and I'm like, it was like 12 hours ago or 3 hours ago. And I'm like, but they're live right now. Yeah.
There's been weird things going on with the numbers. TT1 and I, when I was on his Saturday shift, the numbers were weird, like changing right before it's going up and down, but like it would be like there was this many people in their views, and then it would go like way down, and then it would come up. I don't know, but some things with YouTube and even StreamYard have been acting My goodness, StreamYard this is the best it's acted in a month. There's just weird things going on.
Good to see you, Crystal.
Always. I appreciate all y'all. All y'all are in here. Always
yeah.
I always have the best chat. Miss Sharon, it's time. Go ahead and put it down there. I do.
For real.
Best chat. I do. I always brag on you guys. Y'all are just great all the time. And I love how y'all help each other. This is what the community and the support of the stuff we're going into that is needed. You guys that are in here and time after week after week after week that I'm up here, y'all do this. And it's not just for me. Y'all are here for each other. And that's what you have to look for when in these times we're coming for your community support and going into it.
Let's ask some questions. Can we ask some questions? Because I want to make sure that I'm not crazy sometimes. You know what I mean? Hey, so what do y'all think, fam? Hey, so tribulation's coming, World War III. Are we in this? Seriously, all the stuff that we've been talking about, like the walls closing in, things are changing.
Right.
What do y'all see? Throw it in the chat. Seriously, I really want to know. Katrinka, Laura, Coffee, Cherokee. Cherokee was like, none of this is gonna happen until 2040. That's a while. I don't know if I want to live in a funk that long, but hey, I have to take that into consideration because Cherokee's my man.
Yeah. Well, we don't know if God doesn't give us time frames. Jesus himself doesn't know a lot of the certain things. We know what it's been on my head all day, and I don't know why, but I'm like tonight, like when we got done with this, I was like, man, I need to read Revelation chapter 4. Chapter 4, that kept coming to me all day. Y'all read Revelation chapter 4 and tell me what y'all get from it. I don't know, like all day I've been thinking that. I don't know.
End times, paradise, end times, coffee, World War III already in the beginning. Yep. Hey, paradise. That's yep. Crystal.
So. I mean, and people are like, well, these awful things are going on. Yeah, I know, but there's certain things that haven't lined up biblically that line up now that we haven't seen in history. We haven't seen before. So there is a difference now. I agree.
Yeah.
I don't, but and this is my personal thing is they have time frames that they've put out and don't hide.
Yeah.
So there is so much on their list of their agenda that has to be checked off and done before 2030.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to go fast. I think it's going to be.
Man, Elon's like he wants to rebuild the strip. Did you see that one? Did you catch that one? Elon wants to rebuild it.
Rebuild the what?
The strip.
What are you talking about?
Gaza.
Oh. What?
Elon, yeah. No. So he met with Netanyahu to discuss him rebuilding.
I did see he'd meet with him. I did see him.
But then Hamas was like, well, wait a minute, y'all, you got to come talk to us too, because we want you to do it as well. And look.
Y'all quit. Stop doing it, destroying it.
No, but this is Neuralink. This is Starlink. This is Neuralink.
That's because what is it currently has been destroyed and built back the way they want it. That's going to be across the board to everything they destroy. The banking and everything.
You can't make this up. That's Mr. Neuralink.
Yeah.
What kind of city could he build that, a general contractor couldn't go back in and do?
Right.
We're in different times, man. We are. What is he going to try to connect all the people to like their grid, like with the Neuralink type deal?
Right.
We're past 15-minute cities. We already know that's what it's gonna be. But
right.
What type of ideas could he possibly have for this? I don't know.
He's got something. I don't think he's human.
Me neither.
I think he already has that thing done, and I think that's already been done on him.
If he is human, he's not from this. He's from someplace else or something.
There's something. He doesn't look real. Even his chest. I've talked about it before.
Yeah.
He's not look. He does not look real.
He computes his thoughts when he talks. He's like, "Give me a sec," and then it's like computing, and then he spits out like a typewriter, like the ideas that he's just finished computing. It's different.
Yeah, that's a whole other level.
Yeah. Katrinka, I see the tribulation coming. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
It almost has to. It almost has to.
I mean, it's biblically said it's going to happen, and that's why I try to tell people, and this is one part my frustration does come in. If I've missed anything, I'm sorry. I'm trying to go through here. Hey, LLCC, how are you? If I've missed anyone else that's come in, Tiger, how are you? I'm sorry. I'm seeing you guys. I appreciate all of you. Elon's a lizard pilgrim. Do something.
Hey, man, I hear you. I feel you.
There's nothing. This is my hope. I almost went squirrel too. This is people's. There's no politician. There's no change of anything that is going to fix or stop or alter what is coming to pass.
Yeah.
Nothing. People are still holding out that, Orange Man or something else or someone else. No, I know it was better under him. I see the gas. I see the prices. I see what's going on. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying biblically it said these things were going to happen. Nothing's going to stop it. This is a spiritual battle. No politician or man's going to come in and fix this. And I think my frustration with that is, I'm not trying to give people and be like, I'm just negative and give up hope. That's not going to happen. Is people, they don't want to prepare themselves physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, because they're still waiting on a man is going to come in and I don't know, I'm not saying any particular man in general is going to come in and stop and things are still going to go back. Yeah. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah. It's not.
What you need to do. So you're not knocking on someone else's door and they're like, man, you had time. Because I'll be one of those people. Mm-hmm. You had time. You were warned. So many angles.
What's that thing they always say? Bread and circuses or something? Bread and circuses, something like that.
Bread and circuses, yeah.
That's what this is.
It is.
2024 is going to look. 2024 for us, it's going to bring out all of their tools of division. The race card, the police are bad, and we got to fight the system card. It's going to bring out the rich versus this election is going to bring out
religion, race. It's going to be across the board, and that's why these things that have been so long, like the thing we were talking about earlier, the guy in the Kavanaugh thing, it's like they're going to throw everything back out and be like, here's this. Oh, here's this. Let's spark this. Let's spark that. Here's this versus this. Let's spark it. Because they know that they'll get down here and act foolish and things will be absolute chaos. But then the more chaos they can do, the more likely they can call ML or something.
Yeah, seriously.
Or they're going to do LDs in different reasons, in different ways. It's out of safety. Our safety. It's our safety.
It's got to come.
I know they're looking out for us.
It's got to come, Casey. Tribe hit me up and he was like, there's a video that came out today where there was a cyber deal on a water purification plant. I think in some small town. Right. One of the bigger YouTubers did the video, but he sent me the link to it. Right. They are just testing. Seriously, they are testing the defenses. They're testing to see how a system will respond. How will we respond? If the alarm goes off? The guy in the video, he was talking about a previous one that happened where I think a certain amount of lye got dumped into the water purifications for the city. But luckily, the alarm systems caught the. Is
this a new recent one?
Yeah, everybody knows I should look it up. Everybody knows the guy. He's got like 70,000 subs.
Right.
It's not so that
happened. You remember that water thing? There was this chemical that was just dumped. This thing happened. And that was in Florida a couple years ago.
I think that's the guy. Yeah, he mentioned that it happened in Florida. Lie. And he was like, but what happened was the alarm system caught it. The safeguards caught it. And, they stopped. But I think that they're testing to see what safeguards are going to kick in. What if they're actually able to tap into the what?
I'm just looking.
What? Survival living. Yeah. That's it. Yeah, Laura.
There's a lot of people must have come.
Roman. Yeah.
Survival living. Okay, yeah. So there's several people that have covered it.
So look, it wasn't like yeah, no, you're good. So it wasn't a major city. What up, Kevin? It wasn't a major city, is what I'm saying. It wasn't like the bright lights and big city event. They're doing like these little small town deals with. So I think that they're testing to see which safety elements are going to kick in. They're probably trying to see how can they shut down the safety alarms that goes off when there's two. I think they're poking and prodding our defenses.
They'll always do these little test runs. Well,
Yeah.
you remember how we went through that cycle and it was nonstop? It was the electric, it was the grid things, and they were doing like the service station things, and they were like
Pipeline stuff.
Yeah, they were doing all, and it went like it went in these sections. They always do these test trials. Oh, like the first illness a couple years ago, that was a huge dress rehearsal, and so many things for that.
Yeah.
And there were so many things they were testing the waters on and to implement and put in place and different things like that. That's why this next run of things that they're about to bring in, and I think 2024 is going to be the big thing. I think it's just going to be coming a bigger way.
Seriously, grid attacks. It is, man. I don't seriously look, man. I have this weird feeling that when they get ready to actually do the official one, it's not going to be like 2 or 3 places. It's going to be legitimately overwhelming deal. Yeah. Multiple cities, multiple small cities. It's going to be just chaos. Yeah. Not for but chaos in the systems, the water purification system, chaos in the electrical systems. It's just going to be chaos for them to try to figure out, how do we fix this? How do we stop this? How do we pay a ransom?
So distracted and freaked out, and then it's always that same thing. Oh my gosh, look over here. Look over here. This is chaos. People are freaking out. People are getting angry, and then they pass these things. And they just recently did that stuff again with other things where they passed. Oh, we were all focused on the war and mess that was going on over there, and then they passed all these things that went on. And we all can get caught up in that because it can become overwhelming, and they'll play on your emotions about things. Heavily. Oh, well, I'm guilty about that. If you have a heart, you're still gonna feel that. Yeah. Hey, Michael G, how are you? Good to see you.
What up, Michael? Yeah. Look, no matter what we talk about, all the videos, fam, it is always gonna go back to the basics. It is. Listen, when the grid is down, when the water's not coming through the pipes, seriously. It's going to come down to the basics, Casey. The bare basics of prepping. Yeah. Water, food, protection.
It is. Yeah. And that's why, 2 years, and I was, there was so much stuff I was pushing out because I'm like, the way that things are going in medical now and the stuff that they're already saying, oh, if that new illness comes this way, we're already short on all these things. I don't know what we're going to do. Okay, they're telling you right now.
Yep.
They're telling you. And there's this YouTuber, Casey Littlehouse. She got a bunch of natural stuff about respiratory things. Maybe you should check it out and get prepared right now. Now you pray over yourself. Don't live in fear. Yeah. But there are times I'm like, I hope you wrote it down. I hope you have some stuff. Because if it's, everybody, you do what's best for you. You do what your body, you know what you respond to. You do what you're most comfortable with. But when they're saying, we don't have any. We don't have any over the counters. We don't have any antibiotics. We don't have any room in the ERs. You better have something and know how to use it. And I tell people, I'm like, you better be super organized with stuff like that because it can come in an instant that you're like, I know this is labeled. I know how to grab it. I know how to use it and go with it because it's going to be needed. I'm just saying.
Seriously. Yeah. And I know a lot of channels and a lot of people, a lot of preppers are probably tired of talking about like food and water, storage, filtration.
It's like, oh my God, we're past that. We need to,
Yeah, but seriously, all of this. Once we get past the psychological, all that stuff, the mind games. Once we get past the CBDC, you can't get your money out, that type of thing. Once we get past all that, it's going to come down to bare bones. What do you have on hand? Until all this other stuff either gets worked out or it gets worse. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. This right here, I've talked about this before. People ask me all the time, if you, pick and I'm going to do a video on some of my top questions that I've been getting for the last 2 years. And some of it has to do with herbs. If any other herb you grow, oregano is your power punch herb. If you make it in different tinctures or anything, oil of oregano, that right there is absolutely the best. I have talked about that. I have several different types of oregano, and you're going to need that. And that is your power punch. You don't take that for like, well, I got a small little,
Code words, Casey. Code words. I know how you roll. I got your back. Code words. I'm just saying. No, hey, y'all, fans. She will go in and lay it all out. Go ahead, Casey. I'll shut up now.
See, y'all, I just got in trouble. I would on this one, I would ask you to send me an email because he already got on to me about something. So I would ask you to send me an email and I'll write you about that one. Seriously. Yeah, but I do worry, and I'm like, have those things on hand. And if they're saying ahead of time, they have to tell us. They have to tell us what they're going to do. They have to tell their moves. They have rules they have to play by too. Though at least they have that. And if they're saying it's this whole respiratory thing, what's probably it's just scare things. Nothing comes of it, but have it on hand. You don't want to be caught guard. Then you need a safeguard against and have the things on hand now. So one of the ones which is up there is oxygenation therapy, which they took it down, and I'd let them have it with every word I had, and they gave me the video back and let it go. That's a really good one. Go watch it because of what's coming around. Go watch it if you haven't. Write things down.
Yeah.
Hey, I see everybody coming in. If I've missed you, I'm sorry. Hey, Michigan, how are you? Oh, you do plowing. I have heard people who do plowing, and they have those crazy hours. You say, see, I'm from the South, and that type of weather makes me I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Code words. I know, but
hey,
I'm
Casey,
going out. I'm going all out. They're not going to give me for something silly.
Yeah, Casey will get to it. This is her. This is what she's special. Yeah.
I know, but I have to because I worry. Yeah, that's the way to go is oregano.
Really?
Oregano is one of the strongest natural antibiotics you will have.
Okay. All right.
I said what I said, YouTube.
I hooked up. Oh, you did. I hooked up with Chewy.com before everything changed.
Oh yeah.
I got a bunch. Yeah.
Oh, if it's set.
Yeah, I saw that.
There's things that you can do for that. I actually have a video on it. If it's set correctly, there is something that heal that quickly.
If it's set correctly.
Well, you don't want to use it if you have one that it has to be reset. If the bones aren't aligned right and has to be reset, then you got to make sure it's set correctly before you use this particular herb.
Okay. How do you set it? I'm not slow. I just want to hear you say it. How do you set it?
It depends on what's break. If it requires surgery or it requires external manipulation. I used to work in
Shift. No hospitals, no doctors. We got to set it. What's the game plan?
Yeah, you better have somebody in there that knows how to feel it. The big thing with big bones, like when we would have car accident people come in, is like femurs and stuff like that. You get into the artery, and that's it.
Okay, but a foot. So you're gonna manipulate it. You're gonna palpate.
I mean, you're gonna have to know how it feels, but then you're still not gonna be the same as if you had X-rays and imaging. Of course, not.
I'm gonna do like on TV. I'm gonna put some sticks on both sides and wrap it up.
Yeah, you're good, bro. I thought you were gonna say I'm gonna give them sticks to bite on and just be like, I'm gonna set it.
I'm gonna wrap it up with a couple sticks. You're good, bro. That's all we got. Here, eat some of that. Eat some of that right now.
Yeah, here, doing this. Yeah, that's what the vodka's for, right? It's an oxygenation therapy video.
Metatarsals.
It's I think it's last year.
Yeah.
If you can't find it, send me an email.
Yeah.
You'd rather snow than tornadoes. See, I don't know any different. Tornadoes and hurricanes, that's all I know. You know.
No.
It's just what I say all the time, it's what you're used to. What you're used to that you
get blankets. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But as much as we're talking about the physical aspect of what's coming, setting a foot, metatarsals and oregano and stuff.
Right.
Spiritual eyes to see. I think early on having the spiritual eyes to see is gonna make your path just a little bit easier. being able to really see, do what you need to do. Go left
it's
to go
going to
right.
give you a different calmness, and you're going to see your different calmness than those around you when things are going crazy, because God has he doesn't have problems. He only has plans for us.
That's beautiful. Yeah.
And I mean, I think that's where it comes. I kind of have that relief, like, well, thank goodness I don't have to worry about this. God, you don't have to worry about that and take care of it. He doesn't have any problems set for us. He only has plans set for us. And so we can't, that's why I'm big on don't let anyone or anything in this world pull you off your path that he has you on, that he's walking with you on in his direction for you. I don't care if you're walking by yourself. You don't have to go with the masses. To do what's right, and if he's going to put you on that, he's going to see you through that.
Yeah,
and I think that's just important to focus on. I don't know what you're talking about. Which one you're talking about? Coffee first. What brand? I mean, what? I don't know what we were talking about that you're asking about the brand. I may be behind. You throw it down there. All of you, if I've missed questions or things in here, especially the medical stuff, send me an email. KCLittleout@gmail. I will answer you. Yes, come free. That's the one. If it'll heal something quick.
Really? Let me write that down.
I made a video on it, but whatever.
I was wondering.
Yeah, it used to be like so many years, and then one day I'm like, you know what? I think Just Josh is going to follow me this year. I think this is the year.
I do follow you, Casey. She's working. She's working somewhere. Yeah. Comfrey. No, Laura threw it in there. I was like, what is Comfrey?
Yeah.
Good stuff. All right,
Yeah.
wrote it down. Ezekiel 38.
I'm sorry.
Josh Prepper.
Yeah, that's exactly.
From one Josh to another.
Yeah, exactly. And then Psalms, I always say, I'm like, go to Psalms 83 and then Ezekiel 38 war. It's fallen into place. I mean, I still keep thinking Revelations 4 all day today. I don't know why.
Yeah.
But yes, I think that's exactly what the start is, what's going on.
We're going up to Iran.
Yeah.
We are going after Iran.
It's going to happen. And that's why when you talk about gas prices,
man,
and then when the trucks aren't running because of the diesel and that stuff, I think it's going to end up going, like you've talked before, on like local levels when it starts happening. We talked about it before. Because I think whatever locally you have, that's kind of like what you're going to have. And I think each region's going to be like, well, we have plenty of this, but none of this.
Yep.
And then like we have that, and there's not going to be transporting that stuff around. It's going to be like whatever's in your area.
Yeah.
That's what you're going to have.
5 to 10 miles max. That's what your world's gonna be reduced to. That little circle. Once the shipping stops. Oh yeah. And that's what they're playing with right now. Oil. Yemen, the Strait of Hormuz. That's what they're playing with right now, and they know it. Why have we not pumped up our strategic reserves? Because they want to collapse. Man,
I talk about all of this stuff. I tell people, I'm like, why are they doing this? Why are they are going to poke every angle. They're going to poke everything they can go by, and then some. It has to happen. The history, they've had this happen and pop these off so many times because for them, there's so much gain in that. And they know that it collapses us and everyone else around it. They know that.
Yeah, it works for them.
Yeah.
Everything in one hit.
And the big thing that's been going on for the last how many years especially in this set of agenda that we're doing. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
You're using code words?
It's you know what I'm talking about. It's
you are not good at code words, Casey.
I get on the roll and I'm like, this is what it is. It's just I'll see you in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
It's it brings certain numbers down that they've been talking about.
Yeah.
And that's part of it. And they will do any way that does that. It's not going to be just, well, we're going to have to do this one way to get the numbers down. It's going to be any means possible.
Yeah.
And it isn't just here. This is a global thing.
Fish sticks. Yeah.
Hey, Fish Sticks, how are you?
It's a dirty game. Let me ask you this. This was just a thought that popped in my head. So with all this, like I said, somebody in every situation, somebody's war game. Yeah. 559. Yeah. That's what's, yeah. In every situation, there are paid people who get paid lots of money to war game all of these situations. And they've, They know the outcomes of these situations.
Yeah.
And it just looks like everything that they're doing right now is playing into the things that we've been told about the the new system that's coming, the deterioration of this system. So, and this is going to be a kind of a dumb question, but
there are no dumb questions.
Our people who are governing us, are they legitimately like the enemy? I don't know if I can even say that. Like,
look,
do
if
they
he
really?
if he says it on my channel, can he get the hit? I'm just asking. No, I do. I think, yeah.
I mean,
hey,
but we always.
How are you?
What up, Vision?
I appreciate you being here.
Absolutely.
I do believe so, but that's what I'm saying. All ours is, and all the other ones are. Yeah. Just like what's going on in Israel, they all are.
And I think that's I don't know why, but I feel like we still have on rose. These are little sayings I be hearing. Rose glass. No, that's not it. We still have on blinders for the fact of they're still handing out checks to the people who need. They're still paying military benefits. They're still helping people. They still have these things, and
But that's how they keep. That's that compliance thing.
Yeah.
Oh no! Don't worry about that. Look here. Here's a check. Here's a check. Here's a whatever. Oh, the holidays are coming up. Let's do this. Let's. Oh, here's a free turkey. Yeah. They do these little things, and then people were going and getting certain things for a donut. Do you see where we are in society? So they've learned that people are very easily bought off and pacified. That's all they do. And then when people start getting worked up, they want the chaos and the arguing and the division, right? But then there's those certain lines where they're like, whoa, now they're starting to buck against us. So let's just band-aid that for a little bit. Now we got to turn them over this way. No, y'all go back over there and fight with them, not us. Yeah. And I think before so many people, it's going to get to the point that it's going to be too far. I mean, we're too far gone a lot. It's going to be way worse than anything we've seen so far. And they're just going to be like, oh my gosh, please come save us. Where's the bus? Take me to the city. Yeah. Yeah. And I'll die on a hill alone before I do something like that.
No, I hear you. Yeah. The thought it just crossed my mind for the very first time. And I know that they're manipulative. But seriously, for the first time, it just crossed my mind that like 100% the enemy could be them. Can you imagine? No, seriously. Can you imagine if all those people who participate, if all of the I don't know, all the armed forces, the branches, right? Mm-hmm. I don't know how, when, or if, or what, but could you imagine if legitimately they all just flipped and it was just the enemy?
Well, I think that they're going to get to that. They'll get to a certain momentum where they're like, okay, we're far enough ahead that we don't have to worry at this point.
Yes.
That the masses, there's so much more of us, right? Yeah. That then they will do that. And I think that is that whole.
That is.
The 1984. That's that whole thing that they are gonna flip, and it's gonna come out, and then we're like, no, we're not here. We're not here to help you, save you. We do not care. You comply and do this, or they'll think that we'll just die out somewhere because they're not going to allow things. Well, everything they talk about doing, but I think it will. I think that that is their goal. I think they're building up to that. Yeah. And then it's like, oh, I'm removing this mask. Oh my gosh, that's who was behind it all the way. And I'm sorry, anyone that gets to that point and they're shocked. Yeah. Don't come knocking on my door.
Gotcha.
Because I look how many people are still going with it.
Yeah. Yeah. If these things that we talk about, if I should say when, because these things, the grid down, all the cyber stuff, yeah. No communications, when these things happen, we were talking about the weakest link in our group, knowing the people in your group, right. Awareness. Yeah. The same for them. At some point, we will not be their laborers. We will not be the tax deal, like us physically working to fund them will be a done deal. The marriage, there will be a divorce at some point if the war escalates to an extreme, and we will be a burden. Of course, yeah. They will.
Just those bottom feeders. That's how they're going to look at it. And I think that's why they're doing any means possible to bring that number down.
Yeah.
Oh, he just had a moment. Did y'all see that light bulb go off?
Yeah, no, I'm just seeing a little, there's always
like,
hope. Oh. So we talk about the bread truck coming. Don't get on the don't get on the bread truck.
No.
What if it gets to the point as to where it's not even a bread truck? It's just you're taking up space. You're what if it gets, you know what I mean? What if it could? It's one more thing.
I mean, okay, they have rules they have to play by also. That they have to, they do. And one of their rules is they have to tell us what they're going to do. They have to tell us their plans and actions. You see it in movies and TV shows and all and books and all these things. They have to tell us. They have things what's going on. And that is part of that thing. Look at the movies they've been making over the last couple of years, and you'll see these things that we're talking about right now happen in those movies. But it also kind of softens the blow when these things start to happen. Feel like, oh yeah, I saw that in the movie. Yeah, it kind of desensitizes you to it. But a lot of those things they are telling you, and that is one of those things. They just start sweeping up and taking people away. They were doing that in the Red Dragon. They were just showing up and snatching people off the streets.
Yeah, that's it. No, so, we're sorry. None of that.
No reasons given. No rhyme or reason to it. Just random. Just getting whatever. So while we're on this about the Red Dragon, Newsom was over there for how long? Yeah. And then when he came over here, he didn't go up to the big house on the hill. Mm-hmm. He went to California. Yeah, that is right. Yeah. And so I'm like, that is who they have picked for that seat because they want Red Dragon 2.0 over here. Yeah. They all agree with that is their end game result. Look at the population over there. Mm-hmm. So look at the amount of the population there compared to here. Yeah. And look at the control and lockdown they have them on. And I'm not I said it. I'll see y'all in 2 weeks.
Yeah, you did. Hey Leslie, take care. Thanks for being here, Leslie.
Oh, you have a good night, Leslie.
Yeah, you said it, not me. Here.
But no, seriously, they do because because that is whole part of the stripping the freedoms. Mm-hmm. And now they just passed that thing. I talked about with the whole their internet thing. They passed that when all that distraction thing was going on. It was like in the middle of the night. Well, that is one of the big things there because they limit what you're allowed to see, allowed to know, allowed to talk about. Goes across the board. Then it goes with self-protection. I mean, we talk about all those things across the board. It's just they know how to get to that point, and that is their goal. Yeah. And, sorry. Peace out, Leslie. I don't know why you're worried. Your channel's fine. That's why I see that's why he comes over here. He's like, well, look, for 2 years, I'm like, which I still do it just for cracking giggles. I'm like, which channel? He's like, your channel.
Of course, yours.
He's like,
you run lives better than I do.
I know Casey's gonna get up there. She's not gonna use her code word.
That's not it. No, you run lives way better than I do. Lives aren't my thing.
Adriana, how are you? I'm so glad you're here.
What's up, Adriana? Yeah.
Yeah, the FFC. That's right.
You just don't want to hear it, Vision. Good to see you, bro. Yeah. Hey, awesome channel, Vision Preparedness. Y'all know what to do, man. Check him out, sub up, all that good stuff.
I know. I'll check Vision. I'll check. I do. You and like Hudson's everything. Y'all did like a meetup and everything. A lot of times when y'all go on, I'm doing something, and this is bad because I am busy with the homestead, and I'm just always busy. And I'll listen to people all the time on my phone. And I'm like talking back to my phone like y'all can hear me because I can't get in chat because I'm just like set it down. I'm doing something. Yeah. Yeah. I appreciate all of you though.
Paradise Acres is working over there. Okay. Working on the pump.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. She's working over there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, and that is, we've been saying that for a long time. That is way, if they can hit us, the biggest way they can hit us hard over here on the West is, they'll cripple us with something with the grid and communications is what they're going to go after. And when that goes down, and then people at first will be like, oh, it's just, it was a solar thing. It was a blackout. It was whatever. It's going to come on a couple hours, couple days. Yep. Look, have you had any kind of flicker or something go out and you're like, was that it?
Yeah,
I've
I
had that.
have.
And I'm like, okay, was that it? And
Yep.
then I'll get it with people in other states. I'm like, y'all good up there or down there or whatever. Because
Yeah.
you get ready. That's why you have to be ahead of time. But people, they're not going to know. But once they cripple us that, and then there's going to be so many days, people are they're going to realize, oh my gosh, this isn't coming back on. This is what's going on. This is going to be complete and utter chaos. And you
Yep.
want to be where you're supposed to be, where you're doing what you're doing, and ahead of it before the masses realize.
Yes.
But I have said this. That is going to be their angle, their first hard blow, because they're going to do that because they know that people are going to be crippled by that here in the West.
Yeah, seriously.
They're so reliant. They're not going to know what to do. They're going to freak out, and then we'll be weakened because there was not, people aren't going to have their communications and stuff.
Yeah. Wait, Crystal, hold on. What? I want to learn to surf fish. I'm scared to eat fish out of. Wait, what do you mean you're scared to eat fish out of the river, Crystal?
Well, it depends on where you live, though. I understand that because
I got you.
Because up in North Carolina where we live, they have like crazy amounts of flesh-eating bacteria. Like you cannot, and they have warnings for years since like the 90s. It was like, do not eat fish out of here more than once a week or twice a week, and if you're pregnant, more than like 2 or 3 times a month. Yes. There's certain places they've contaminated the water so bad. I feel you on it. Depends. I won't either. It depends on where you're at though.
Hey, can I go totally left for a sec?
Do what you want to do.
Man, so I couldn't sleep last night, right? I ate like a steak.
Thanks.
Huh? I ate a steak.
I was stressing. I said something's gonna happen with these banks in December.
Yeah, I'm getting older, so like I ate a steak, and you could tell it was just taking forever for my stomach to process it. So I couldn't sleep last night. I was just, you know. So I popped open the YouTubes, right? Just scrolling randomly, just scrolling. There's this. I found this. It's an African tribe. We're talking about like eating fish and stuff, like chef. This African tribe. I forgot what they're called, but they were hunting these monkeys, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know if you've seen it. I don't know. YouTube's just been feeding it to me. But they were hunting these monkeys, and like that, their main diet consists of monkeys. And I was like, this is crazy. So I'm watching it.
From them.
Yeah, no. This is probably gonna gross some of y'all out. I'm just saying, because it 3:00 in the morning. I was like, I need to turn this off. Monkeys. So they would catch it and just like throw it on the fire. The whole thing, throw it on the fire, like scrape the burn hairs off and start eating it. Their favorite part, I know. I'm sorry.
Monkey brains.
I'm really no. He was eating it. He was like, "This is the best part." He was like, "I'm like, oh my god, I can't do this."
I know the people are like, "Oh, it tastes like scrambled eggs." I'm like, "No."
Sorry, y'all.
There's so many diseases. Stuff like that. I don't have a weak stomach for things like that.
Man, he was
chewing a weak stomach for. This is so often. It'll come out every once in a while on my feet. Always is that pimple popping stuff. That is so
I love it.
Me. Like this.
I love it.
And I was a nurse. A trauma nurse, like none of that type of stuff bothering, and people will make those videos of it. Oh, that's so nasty.
I love it. It's like a release. Like, oh yeah,
get off my channel.
No, I'm serious. I get
gross.
Yeah,
I understand that. That is so.
Yeah,
but there's certain things when I
get it all out.
But trauma stuff, none of that real hot trauma stuff. That isn't. I'll go eat lunch right. I'll just eat a sandwich right behind it. None of that bothers me. But that stuff, that's nasty.
I'll pass out if they take too much blood. The little vials of blood.
Look, I'm gonna tell you what. It's always the tallest, biggest guys. They fell the hardest when we were working on them. I'm like, you better sit down because you looking a little squeamish.
Yeah, she's like, just relax. Yeah, I'll pass out.
Are you serious?
If they take too much,
he ain't gonna make it. He ain't gonna make it.
Yeah. I'm sorry, ARS 350. Yeah, that was it. Freaked me out that you could even see stuff on YouTube like that. But yeah, they were going at it. Those people will not have a problem at all in shift. Yeah. I was like, man, it can't get no worse than this. And they were just loving life. Best food they had ever. No seasoning, nothing. Just a fire.
Seasoning. Like, you know what? If I had some Cajun on this.
Yeah, something. No, but the way they were eating it, it was like, that has to taste so good. I'm like, no.
No, they don't know any different.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah.
Man, I gotta watch my other relaxing videos. Y'all go watch Claire's Kitchen, okay? After these nasty videos we're talking about.
For real.
Yeah. I agree, but I do think that all around us, I think that people around, I just be more aware. I mean, we talk about the holidays anyways, but things are getting so crazy.
Yeah.
You know, even spiritually and in the world, like all around, it's just. And we always talk about watch your six, head on a
Yeah.
swivel. But I mean, for real, like I don't go out unnecessary places. I'm not one just to be like, let's just go out and window shop and walk around. No, there ain't nothing
Mm-mm.
out here. I'm not. You just waiting for a problem.
Yeah.
Don't do what you got to do. Have your focus. I always say, get your focus right.
Yeah. That was in
And
the 80s when you could do that. Not now.
yeah, see the 80s. When you go back to the 80s,
Yeah.
is I just and again, I said this last year too, and I'm like, don't get caught up in the frivolous, materialistic thing that is pushed so hard in this country with the holidays coming up.
Yeah.
I don't live like that anyway. We don't. That's just not my thing. I'm not saying you can't have nice things. I'm not saying having something you want, a nice thing that is like,
Yeah.
not a prepping thing, but make sure that you have all your stuff in order for this winter. The illness stuff we were talking about, the natural different things, over the counter, whatever, the natural things that I put out there, of course, the basics,
Yeah.
food, water, comms, whatever. Make sure you, those are great gifts, man. I'll tell you what, when somebody using that, they're like, man, I would be in bad shape if I hadn't gotten this for a gift.
Seriously. Yeah.
That needs to be your focus. Get your mind right. I say that's right, LLC. I say it all the time. Fix your focus. Get your head on right, because it's going to be too late after a while.
It is. We can make the comfortable decisions now. The decisions to prep, the decisions to cut back. Now is the time to, man, I almost get tired of saying it, but now is the time to do those things. Whatever it is, if it's gathering things to prepare for your garden for the next gardening season, medications, that type of stuff. Now is the time to really be working on alternatives. Casey is the expert. Alternatives, things that will help out. If I can't get to my blood pressure meds, you know what I'm saying? Then I'm going to my beet powder.
How are you doing that now? How long have me and Huck been talking to you about this?
I mean,
hey, don't act like your mic's out. For real. I have a whole video on it from like a year ago. Again, maybe next year he'll sub to me and watch my videos. But anyway,
sub to you.
For real. You need to get a hold of. If you implement those things now, keep extra checks on your. Don't act like you don't want to hear it. I'm trying to help you, sir.
No.
Do extra checks on your vitals.
I listen.
You're putting in these natural things, and I bet you can end up coming off of them.
Man.
You don't want to hear it.
No. Okay, so look, as much as I'm like smoothie for breakfast every morning, chia seed, flaxseed, blueberries, turmeric, cinnamon, you name it, beet. Man.
Is it stress related? Does it go up with stress?
No, I still be getting my double cheeseburger with fries and.
You're just sensitive to certain things will cause yours to do that, diet wise.
I used to eat really bad. I used to eat really bad when I was younger. I would make a double cheeseburger at home, put the cheese on, flip it. No, don't say that. I won't be able to sleep.
Just take some diatomaceous earth. They don't get rid of it.
No, there's nothing moving around inside me. I'm fine.
Oh my God!
I've done all that.
Pumpkin seeds. It'll get rid of it.
No, I used to like cheeseburgers, double cheeseburger. I would fry it in the skillet. And then just to get the cheese just right, I would put like the cheese on and then flip the cheese over in the grease and just let the grease and all that just marinate.
See, and then animal fat isn't what's bad for you. It's vegetable oil what's bad for you. And
then I would take it out and I would slather it with mayo, extra mayo.
You hear what I said? Fry that stuff. Don't put no vegetable in your stuff. Use animal fat. It ain't bad for you. I don't care what the medical says.
Josh making me hungry. Yeah, and then the fries would definitely get fried in like grease, and and then my mom was like, "Hey, you better stop eating." I'd be like, "Whatever."
Yeah. I'm young, man. Look
exactly.
how I am. Look, Vicky calling you out. Get him,
Josh is mad, baby. I'm better now though. Like smoothies and air fryer stuff.
I know, but it may be some. It may not be something like that.
Really?
I have some videos, and I could even email them conveniently to you. Where's Huckleberry at?
I probably watched them.
What is it, Huckleberry? 15-minute daily workout.
Yep. See you, Steve.
Hawthorne.
Who?
I have somebody else in the community that I got off their meds doing Hawthorne and stuff. You take omega-3s?
Yeah, absolutely.
Look, he'd be like, shh.
I got the good ones.
Quit talking about my.
I got the good ones. Yep. Garlic, fish oil. Then I take the omega-3s. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It may not even be real high. You may just be going to a certain medical person that's like, yeah, no, you got to get on this because you have to. It may not even. Your baseline normal may be high. I run it very low. Like my blood pressure normally is like 90/70.
What?
But I'm super.
You aren't tired?
Huh?
You aren't tired throughout the day? Yeah.
But I'm super tachycardic. Like my pulse is very high, but
I got you.
My blood pressure is always low. That's my normal.
Yeah, you better watch the buzzwords.
You need to do what now?
You better watch the buzzwords.
Bloodsworth.
The buzzwords.
I said I'm going all out.
All right.
It's a long time since I got to write my name on the wall. Look, everybody.
See?
Avocado oil mayo. See, they keep telling me.
I make my own mayo. Yeah. Avocado oil. I'll try that.
Olive oil.
Yeah, I'll try that. Avocado oil. Mayo.
They make avocado oil mayo. You can buy over at the store, already made like that.
All right.
Look. Okay, Huckleberry. I know. How many times have y'all text? And he could be like, "Sorry, I didn't get that text. My email's down." He already did. Josh, this is all for you.
Yeah, I know. Oh man! All right, I'm on it. Hawthorne.
We just looking out for you because when shift happens, I can't be like, I'm like, I need you to do your part. You're like, my blood pressure's high.
Oh no, I'm definitely gonna use that one. Trust me. We gotta go get this group.
Look, Josh will be like, stop stressing me. My blood pressure's high.
Not right now.
And chill out.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Oh man. Yeah.
I appreciate all you guys.
Seriously, it's good having y'all. It really is. Really is. Man, the fabric of like everything is really changing. Internet stuff, real world stuff. It is. And the further we go into this tribulatory time, this transition.
I'm just gonna leave that right there.
All right. I promise.
Hey, I'm just gonna say maybe you don't need to be gaming, but you can just carve out 10, 20 minutes of gaming and do this every day. And if you do it every day, do it every day.
Yes. I'll listen.
You think I was gonna let Huckleberry get on blood pressure stuff? He would get worked up and upset about stuff like stress with work or something like that.
Yeah.
And he like white coat syndrome. If he had to go into for just anything.
Yeah.
It'd be really high, and they're like, "You have to do this. They would do all the scare tactics. You're gonna have this, this, and this. If you don't, it's too high." And he was like, and I was like, "Don't you come in this house if you think you're taking any blood pressure meds."
Really?
And we just got it down. We got it down naturally. It's never been a big deal.
If Miss Sharon tells me to do it, I'll do it. That's probably the only way.
Miss Sharon.
Yeah.
Miss Sharon, put it down.
Yeah. But okay. Yeah, so tap in with me real quick with this one. So the fabric of everything is changing. It's just changing. Guarding your energy. All right, I got you, Miss Sharon. You know I listen to you. Seriously. All right. I'm gonna do it. Be present, mindful, lighten up. Yeah, let go, let go. Yes. Thank you, Paradise. Hava.
Good night, Hava.
Have a good night.
Yeah.
But
that is a big thing, to let go and let God. And it is. We fret. We have things. There's things that'll kind of stress me and all because we want to figure it out ourselves.
Look at everybody's coffee. Laura. All right. I'm gonna do it. I promise y'all, I'm gonna do it. Yeah.
Don't worry about you. Yeah, you can. Mind over matter. Hey, God,
Yeah.
I'm going to give you some scripture about blood pressure, too.
Goodness. You got scripture on blood pressure?
I'm telling you, if you would check your, Lord, give me patience.
All right.
With Josh.
All
check
right. I'm going to do
your
better.
email.
I'm going to do better. I promise.
But
right.
yeah, I do. Mind over
Okay.
matter.
The fabric.
Yeah.
It's changing. It really is. The fabric of everything is changing. And I'm noticing a lot on the internet.
Yeah.
And in person. You go places, you know, different communities. You do, you know, sometimes you go to different communities. You do different things. Gaming, the gaming community, just different. And you're hoping and thinking you're going into something that's going to be like lighthearted and you know, kind of like the norm of. But then there's this energy that's really it's attacking all the channels. I don't know if the algorithm's allowing this energy to just like run rampant.
I think so. I think that's planned and allowed. Because remember we have been talking about they're letting so much slide and happen. And I'm talking about even like things that we normally would have got a hit for. Yeah. They're letting that go as well. But I think so because you know how they've done all those studies and they'll show all these things about like what social media, YouTube and everything, how it psychologically messes with people.
Yes.
And what it does and the destruction and it causes the division and the loneliness and the depression. And it just keeps going out and out and out and out. Yeah. I think the timing of everything that's going on in the world, and a lot of people will use this social media's gaming as a mental getaway from this all that's going on.
Yeah.
You know, they'll use that as, you know, kind of this protective zone. I'm kind of going to focus on all this. I don't have to worry about the outside world stuff. Well, now they got to attack people from all of this now.
Yeah.
That's what I think is going on.
So there's almost like no place to like run to like you know,
kind of detach and like I'm just gonna go in here and my mind, I'm not gonna worry about all these things.
Right.
Yeah.
So even more so, everything we've just talked about, your awareness, knowing the weakest link, seeing with spiritual eyes, there won't be a place to not to run to, but there won't be a place where you can go and just exhale and take a breath and say, it's not so bad. We are literally going to have to stand on our foundations, stand on the spirit, and weather the fire, weather the storm. It's going to get worse. Right. And that's kind of where I'm at right now. I'm standing. You told me that a lot. You just got to stand, man. You got to deal with what comes your way, handle it, and keep it moving.
Yeah. And recognize things for what they are. You know, just look at things for where things come from. If it's not a value, if it's not going to affect you in 5 years, don't give it 5 minutes of your energy. Don't do that.
Gotcha.
And I know that's hard, and because it can kind of beat down on you about things, and that's that discernment and having that. But I have that stubbornness in me to be like, I'm not going to let this get a hold of me. You know, be away from me, Satan, because he will use everything, all avenues, people around you, in person, on the internet, whatever. I just you just can't. You just have to rise above that.
Yeah,
you just got to call it out for right then and just be away from it. And don't own things that aren't yours to own, because it'll grow in people like a cancer. And I'm like, that doesn't deserve your attention. It doesn't deserve. And I say this all the time. I'm like, do not let things steal your peace and joy. For what? What does any of that matter? What is the bigger picture? Where is your focus at then? And sometimes you have to get onto yourself. I have to do that sometimes. I'm like, wait a minute, why am I even? Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. It's not changing. It's not bettering me or changing anything in my, direct thing. So, and a lot of people, they'll get sucked into things.
Hey man, can you imagine our lives when like something really goes left? Like we're in it and we still have like a chance to do some live. Like, I told y'all this was coming. We're in it. Yeah.
Oh, I'm not even gonna code nothing. This was coding stuff tonight.
Code nothing. Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
I'm still so glad that I have y'all to kind of bounce ideas off of. Yeah.
Good night, Tony. I know a lot of y'all Y'all got to get off.
Peace out, Katrinka.
Oh, y'all. Katrinka, I appreciate you.
Yeah, man. I'm just thinking about
Crystal,
these.
good night. I know. My cutoff time
Crystal.
was like before 10. I'm like, I don't do anything before. I tell people all the time. I'm like, I don't do stuff after 10.
Mm-hmm.
We're praying for you, Teresa. You got it. I have a prayer journal. Nobody sees it but me. I have a journal. It's a brown leather journal, and I write people's prayers. And then people will get up to me and say something was answered, or can you play? I do that because, and I just pray and have that open and just go through things because there is power in that, and so many things are out of our hand. Good night, Pilgrim. I appreciate all you guys. If I'm missing you, do those things. And also, when you have things going on in your life that seem overwhelming, or different things we've talked about, could be physical, emotional, mental, whatever, whatever you're facing, hard time, stressed out, whatever. I said this, which I haven't even talked on the channel. Like I got a serious injury. It's not last Sunday before I did. I may come out and talk about it. I got a serious injury. That's why I've been off. It was a bad situation. I had to get up with Josh also. I thought I was going to have a surgery. And I was even TT1, if you're still in here. And I said, I found myself in the valley of that first bit when I was really struggling. I got a really, really bad injury very quickly. And it was in this renovation stuff. And I found myself, I just started making myself pray for other people. I started making myself, I started praying for other people to take, because it took my focus off of my problem. And then I noticed that I wasn't in my head about what my situation was going on in my injury, and everything we have going on in life. I encourage people to, I'm like, start praying for other people. If they just come to your mind, or somebody's got something going on, it could be a stranger. I've done that all the time. I've been like, some elderly lady I saw at the store, or somebody I saw distressed, or some people I saw arguing. I'm like, I don't know who those people are, but you know who they are, and you know what they need. Do that.
Powerful.
That'll get us through so much of all this.
It's powerful. Yeah.
I am good. I am. I mean, truly, it's like, I am. I may do a video, and I don't know. I don't try to bring that stuff front and center, but yeah, I am like way better than the doctors thought I would be.
Yeah.
Hey, Southern Florida, how are you? Good to see you. Oh, is it you growing your hair out, Josh? People ask.
It's just doing some crazy stuff. That's all. It's just doing crazy stuff. That's all. I'm thinking I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm thinking about Popeyes has these. I don't always eat bad. Popeyes has these.
You just said I always eat bad. And he's like,
no, I'm saying I don't always eat bad. I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna get a salad.
Popeyes? He's like, when's this getting over?
No, I'm not gonna do it.
I'm going to Popeyes. And he's gonna go to Popeyes, and he's gonna sit on that couch behind him and be gaming.
No, I'm not. I'm not.
Like, I don't know why my blood pressure's high. I don't eat after 7 p.m. I don't.
What?
I never eat after 7
would die.
No, you wouldn't. I'm not dead. I am still here. I don't eat after 7. I fast every night. I fast for 12 to 14 hours. I don't.
Are you serious?
Every night, every day.
I eat at like 9, 10 o'clock at night.
That's bad for your heart. I'm just gonna lay down. It's that late night. Look, we have a circadian rhythm. Your liver and all these different things start shutting down. It's not going to digest properly. And guess what? It's going to go. Just saying.
South Florida, DCL. I don't know what they're talking about. They're trying to stop my blessings.
Oh, y'all are funny. Y'all over here talking about Popeyes.
No, man, they got these nuggets. Man, you got to get the nuggets. The nuggets with the fries and the biscuit and a small red piece of rice. Yeah.
Maybe you should eat that type of food at lunch only. My biggest meal of the day is lunch.
And what is that? What does that look like?
What somebody normally would be like, we try to eat our biggest meal of the day as our lunch meal. And then dinner is like something smaller. Yeah.
What's lunch look like? Give me an idea.
If you were going to have like a big roast, or you were going to have like,
oh yeah,
even if it was like fried chicken or anything, if you were going to have that and all your sides and your big, like, this is my, because usually
what'd you have today, Casey?
The biggest meal is we sit down at dinner, and that's your biggest meal. That's your feast of the day, right?
What'd you have today, Casey?
What did we have today? I think we had a hamburger, cheeseburgers.
Oh yeah, sounds good.
But we make them at the house.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. And we get all our meat. Either it's our meat, our birds and stuff like that. But then we have a local butcher here. We know them. We know that family. And it's all farmers right here local. And so that's just what we eat.
Yeah. All right.
I appreciate y'all.
Yeah.
Never give up. That's right. No, I'm too stubborn for that.
She is.
About whatever it is, I'm not.
I'd be like, peace out. I'd be like, peace out. Enough's enough.
You can't be that way. I
know my limitation.
You eat your largest between 3 and 4. Our largest meal is usually always lunch. And then sometimes I only eat 2 meals a day. Most of the time. I wouldn't say, I don't think I eat 3 meals a day. Not usually. Once in a blue moon. But like if I eat something for like what would be breakfast, it's not going to be like a big meal. And if it is, I usually only have 1 big meal a day.
Okay.
You're like, man, I'm about to have my 5th meal a day, Casey. I appreciate you guys. Anybody, y'all got anything else to add before we wrap this up?
Yeah, man. Anything else doing? We need to chop up.
Throw it down there. I appreciate you guys. I'm always praying for you. Stay safe, do things. Watch your 6 with especially the holidays. I mean, things are already crazy in the world, but holiday things going up as well. Just be careful. Keep your head on right.
Got birds.
You got to graze all day. I hear that.
Mm-hmm.
Eating once a day.
That sounds good.
Here we go. We got to close up with that. That's all we need.
I haven't said that. In so long.
I know we haven't gotten it. Thank you. We've been over 2 years now.
That's my girl. Yeah. And Adriana.
Good night, Adriana. I appreciate you.
Y'all be safe. Oh, y'all be safe. 8:23. Let me hit up Tribe. Y'all be safe.
Y'all for real. Y'all take. I see all y'all's love y'all throwing down there. I appreciate you. We'll be doing these. We just work well together. We always hit each other. I'm like, hey, we got to talk about this. Let's do it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys. I appreciate you. Y'all have a great night. Stay safe, and we'll see you guys next time.